Chief Whip, may we be guided?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. We waive the order paper a little bit to start with Government Business 3B, subsidiary registration. Thank you.
Chief Whip, you said 3B. Honorable members, we have a motion before us, and the motion is asking the House to waive this order paper in order for us to deliberate on Government Business 3B. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, the motion is carried.
Business item 3B1, the Honorable Minister of Finance to lay at the table exchange control, holding of foreign currency denominated accounts and mandatory conversion of foreign currency recipients, regulations 2024.
Honorable Minister, is it Honorable Minister of Agriculture? On behalf of the Honorable Minister of Finance.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, in the spirit of collective responsibility, I beg to present the papers standing under my name, item number 3B1 of the order paper. I submit.
Thank you very much. Sergeant at Arms. Thank you. Honorable Minister, do you wish to speak to your papers?
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, not at the moment. No.
Oh, thank you very much. In that case, it will be referred to Committee of Legal Affairs. Thank you.
Government Business B3B2, the Honorable Minister of Transport to lay at the table traffic amendment regulations 2024.
Honorable Minister of Transport.
Madam Speaker, I beg to present the papers standing on my name under item 3B2 on today's order paper.
Thank you. Sergeant Adams. Thank you. Honorable Minister of Transport, do you wish to speak to your papers?
No, Madam Speaker, just to have them referred to the Parliamentary Committee on Legal Affairs.
Thank you very much. So the papers have been referred to Committee of Legal.
Government Business 3B3, the Honorable Minister of Trade to lay at the table Competition and Fair Trading Fees Regulations 2024.
Thank you. Honorable Minister of Trade. Is the Honorable Minister in the House or? Okay, Honorable Minister of Health on behalf of Honorable Minister of Trade.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to present the paper standing on my name and item 3B, Roman numeral 3 of the order paper.
Thank you very much. Honorable Whip, avoid being out of order. Sergeant at Arms. Thank you. Honorable Minister, do you wish to speak to your papers?
No, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to refer to the Legal Affairs Committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, this has also been referred to Legal Affairs Committee.
Government Business 3B4, the Honorable Minister of Tourism to lay at the table Gaming and Lotteries Advertising and Marketing Regulations 2025.
Honorable Minister of Tourism. Honorable Minister of Water on behalf of Honorable Minister of Tourism.
Thank you, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. I beg to present the papers standing on my name under item 3B4 of the order paper.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Sergeant at Arms.
Oh, sorry, 3B6.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, do you wish to speak to your papers?
No, thank you, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. I'd like to refer it to Legal Affairs Committee.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. It has been referred to Legal Affairs Committee. Thank you.
Government Business 3B5, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs to lay at the table the insured amount for the year 2025 regulations.
Honorable Minister of Finance, Honorable Minister of Agriculture on behalf of Honorable Minister of Finance.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to present the papers standing on my name under item 3B5 of today's order paper.
Thank you very much, Sergeant at Arms. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, do you wish to speak to your papers?
No, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to request that this paper be referred to the Legal Affairs Committee.
Thank you very much. That is done. We have a point of order from Rumpi East. What has gone out of order, Honorable?
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, indeed it is of reason on a point of order, but I'm not taking it very lightly. A point that was raised, a noble point that was raised by Mranje Bare about Bushire. We need to discuss it here so that the son of this soil can be protected by this parliament. So the proposal from Mranje Bare is a very important one. Thank you, Madam First Speaker, because this is very important to protect our own. Thank you. Bushire is very important for this country and for tourism and the like. Very, very important indeed. Thank you, Second Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. I think when the issue was raised, I said it was just a plea. So it will be to the leadership to consider that. Thank you. Can we proceed, please?
Government Business 3B6, the Honorable Minister of Justice to lay at the table legal education and legal practitioners hourly expense rates for purposes of taxing party and party costs rules.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Justice.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to present the paper standing on my name and item number 3.
Honorable members, I can't hear the minister, please.
Roman numeral 6 of this order paper. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Sergeant at Arms. Thank you, Honorable Minister of Justice. Do you wish to speak to your papers?
No, Second Deputy Speaker. I beg that the report be referred, the documents be referred to the Legal Affairs Committee. Thank you, Second Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Justice. Honorable members, this paper has been referred to Legal Affairs Committee. Thank you. Chief Whip.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. We now vary the order paper to handle government business 3A bills.
I didn't hear you. Government business?
3A bills.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, I now put a question, and the question is that today's order paper be waived in order for the House to tackle government business 3A bills. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it. The motion is carried.
Business item 3A, bills. Bill number 1 of 2025, first reading.
Honorable members, you can't control them. Let's proceed with our business. Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, second reading when?
Second reading today and now. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now put a question, and the question is that Bill number 1 of 2025, second reading, be taken now. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it. The motion is carried.
Bill number 1 of 2025, second reading.
Honorable Minister, please proceed.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, the Honorable Minister holding the floor is a soft-spoken Honorable member. So I want to hear him in silence, please.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to move companies' registrations and Intellectual Property Bill 2025 be read for the second time. Madam Speaker, the bill before the House seeks to establish a center to be known as the Companies Registrations and Intellectual Property Center. This center shall be a semi-autonomous government agency that will replace the Department of Registrar General. Madam Deputy Speaker, Second Deputy Speaker, the Department of Registrar General provides critical registration services to the nation that anchor the doing business environment, support and promote innovation and creativity, and facilitates access to credit and various commercial transactions that are necessary for economic growth and development. The registration services which the department provides involve the administration of 11 pieces of legislation which confer on the Registrar General various administrative, regulatory, and enforcement powers. The following statutes are currently administered by the Registrar General's Department. 1, Companies Act. 2, Business Registration Act. 3, Trustees Incorporation Act. 4, Insolvency Act. 5, Personal Property Security Act. 6, Patents Act. 7, Trademarks Act. 8, Registered Designs Act. 9, Stamp Duties Act. 10, Estate Duties Act. And 11, Marriage, Divorce, and Family Relations Act. Despite deriving its functions from the above listed statutes, the Registrar General is not established by statute and is therefore not a body corporate with legal personality. It operates as a department in the Ministry of Justice. The lack of this legal personality and operational autonomy hinders the ability of the department to fully and effectively perform its regulatory, supervisory, compliance, quasi-judicial, and enforcement functions under various statutes that the department administers. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the specialized nature of the work of the Department of Registrar General requires the existence of well-trained, skilled, and motivated personnel in various specializations. For example, to be an effective intellectual property office, there's need for well-trained patent examiners, which is a specialized skill. Likewise, the rapid automation of the various regulatory services in the department, such as the Malawi Business Registration System, MBRS, Intellectual Property Administration System, Collateral Registry System, require the existence of skilled personnel in various aspects of ICT in order to ably support and maintain the IT systems. However, as a department in mainstream civil service, it does not have the capacity to recruit and retain the required specialized personnel that the office needs to effectively perform its functions. It is against this background, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, and honorable members, that this bill is now before you, which seeks to transform the Department of Registrar General into a semi-autonomous government agency that will be known as the Companies, Registrations, and Intellectual Property Center. The center will be a body corporate with its own legal personality. This will enable the center to perform its regulatory, enforcement, and quasi-judicial functions more effectively. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, with functional and financial independence, the center will have the capacity to modernize and thereby efficiently and professionally deliver its services to the nation. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the bill before the House also seeks to establish an intellectual property office within the center. This intellectual property office would be responsible for the administration of industrial property rights, that is, patents, trademarks, and registered designs currently administered by the Department of Registrar General. Consequential to this bill, Second Deputy Speaker, is the Copyright Amendment Bill 2025 that seeks to transfer copyright administration functions from COSOMA to the center. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, you will notice that although the Registrar General is currently responsible for the Marriage, Divorce, and Family Relations Act, the bill before this House excludes this schedule in the statutes that will be administered by the center. This is because there's another consequential amendment bill that is running alongside this proposed bill, which is the Marriage, Divorce, and Family Relations Amendment Bill, which seeks to transfer the office of Registrar of Marriages from Registrar General to the National Registration Center. To the National Registration Bureau. Let me explain this outside the written speech. At the moment, you have a duplication and a conflict between the National Registration Act and the Marriage, Divorce, and Family Relations Act. In that both acts, these two acts, give or create an Office of Registrar of Marriages. So under the National Registration Act, the Registrar of Marriages is the Director of National Registration Bureau. But under the Marriage, Divorce, and Family Relations Act, the Registrar of Marriages is the Registrar General. So we have two offices, both given power by law to register marriages. Now we are trying, what we're saying is we're going to propose a consequential amendment to remove the powers from one act, powers of registering marriages, to be only under one act, the National Registration Act. Madam Speaker, the enactment of this bill will result in positive and impactful transformation of service delivery, enhanced compliance, and enforcement of obligations across the services that are currently offered by the Registrar General's Department. The Center will be effective, proactive, and impactful in the delivery of these services. It is my firm belief that this bill, if this bill is enacted, the Center will become a hub of promoting entrepreneurship, innovation and creativity, and various commercial transactions across our nation. Madam Speaker, Second Deputy Speaker, I therefore call upon this Honorable House, through its honorable members, to support the Companies Registration and Intellectual Property Bill. I beg to move. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Justice. Honorable members, may I recognize the spokespersons from DBB and UDF, starting with DBB. Honorable Member for Machinga Likweno, representing the party DBB. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. I just observed that in his presentation, the Honorable Minister touched on Bill number 2 and number 3. But I'm hoping that when those bills are read, the Honorable Minister will still come to the podium to speak to them. That seems to be the case, so that since he's nodding, I would like to inform the House, Honorable Second Deputy Speaker, that I have delegated the responsibility of responding to this particular bill on behalf of the DPP to the Honorable Member for Mulanje West, the Venerable Honorable Yusuf Ntenda, Esquire. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. The people of Mulanje West.
Thank you very much, Second Deputy Speaker, for giving me, on behalf of the people of Mulanje West, in the area of Traditional Authority Juma, Group Village Headman Nkando, Chiremba, Mlunguzi, Juma, Tamani, Joliji, Mgumera, Mwawihe, Manyumba, Jafikana, Sabola, Wende, Muhio, Kwalala, Nkatasi, and Chimbalanga, who are sending greetings to you, Second Deputy Speaker. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I would like from the onset to thank the leadership of the Democratic Progressive Party, more especially our President, Professor Thabita Mutharika, who is warming to take the government come the 16th of September this year, and also the leadership in this House. Madam Speaker, this bill seeks to establish the Companies Registration and Intellectual Property Center. In this write-up, it will be called the Center, which shall be a semi-autonomous government agency with its own legal personality and which shall assume the functions of the Department of the Registrar General. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, according to this proposed law, the Center shall be responsible for the registration and regulation of companies, businesses, and trusts, the administration of collateral registry, administration and supervision of insolvencies, administration of the intellectual property rights regime, and assessment and collection of revenue prescribed under the relevant laws. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the creation of the Center is in line with the Malawi intellectual property policy, under which the government identified as a priority the need to establish an effective institutional framework for modernizing and administration of intellectual property rights. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, among other things, the bill provides for the establishment of the Center as a semi-autonomous body with legal personality. The Department of the Registrar General, which is under the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, is the only government department that makes money through the services that it provides to the people of Malawi. Making it a semi-autonomy will increase the productivity, produce more, and therefore contribute to the development of the country. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the proposed center shall implement and administer the following acts of Parliament. 1. Business Registration Act, Chapter 4602, the Companies Act, the Copyright Act, Estate Duty Act, Insolvency Act, Patent Act, Personal Property Security Act, Registered Designs Act, Trustees Incorporation Act, Stamp Duty Act, and the Trademark Act. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, specifically and according to the bill, the Center shall promote and facilitate the registration of companies and businesses, promote and facilitate the formalization of businesses, promote and facilitate the protection of intellectual property rights, formulate and implement strategies and programs for the creation, promotion, and exploitation of the intellectual property, and advise government agencies on matters pertaining to the functions of the Center, among other functions. The Center shall be headed by the Registrar General, who will be the controlling officer. The sources of funds for the Center shall include funds appropriated by Parliament, fees, fines, and levies charged under the Acts of Parliament that I mentioned earlier on. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, Clause 6 of the bill provides that the Center shall consist of 10 members who shall be citizens of Malawi, comprising of 5 members appointed by the minister as follows. 1, a reputable scientist, inventor, or innovator. 2, 1 person representing the Copyright Society of Malawi. 3, 1 person representing the Malawi Confederation of Chambers of Commerce. 4, a vice chancellor of a public university. On this, second, Madam Speaker, let other universities also be considered, other public universities be considered. It should not only be the Chancellor College to dominate in everything. And on the 5th one, one legal practitioner with valid practicing license. On this one also, I wanted to see from the law that this legal practitioner should be recommended by the Malawi Law Society. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, this is one of the most important laws that need to pass with ease. With these few remarks, Madam Speaker and the entire August House, the Democratic Progressive Party supports the proposed law, and that it has to be passed now. I thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. The people of Mulanje West, representing DPP. May I have a spokesperson from UDF?
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving this space to the mighty UDF to contribute on the bill. Madam Speaker, the bill seeks to establish the Companies, Registration and Intellectual Property Center, which will commonly be known as the Center, which shall be a semi-autonomous government agency with its own legal personality. Madam Speaker, I will just comment on that, which is very important. And I'll comment using an example of a good friend of mine, Madam Speaker, who was employed by the Malawi Post Office. And he was specifically employed to look into the courier service part of that business. Upon implementing his strategies, the turnaround strategies, the reforms that he had devised, he was told that Kunodu Post Office, meaning, as a government agency has got its own way of doing things. To me, I will equate that agency as a big elephant, whether you pierce it, whether you push it, but it doesn't move fast. So previously, this department was working as a government agency, a government department, which is very slow in implementing programs. But with this law, it will help this department or this agency, this center, to be autonomous, to work well, to work faster than previously. With these few remarks, I support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Zomba Antonia, representing UDF Party. We have a report from the Committee of Trade on this bill. Chairperson, where are you? Thank you, Chair. Proceed, please. Chair, you have to read what's on the cover. Is this Kasungu?
Kasungu, Northeast.
You have the floor.
Madam Speaker, Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to present the papers standing on my name under item 3A1 of the order paper.
Thank you very much, the people of Kasungu North. Okay, Sergeant Adams. Thank you. Chair, do you wish to speak to a report?
Yes, Madam Second Deputy Speaker.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Madam.
Honorable members, we have only one chair of trade here, and he's holding the floor. Please, order.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I have the honor of presenting a report of the Industry, Trade and Tourism Committee on Bill number 1 of 2025, which aims to establish the Companies Registrations and Intellectual Property Center. The proposed legislation represents a significant milestone in our ongoing efforts to modernize and streamline how we manage companies and intellectual property in our country. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, during our consultations with stakeholders, including the Ministry of Justice, several observations emerged. First, need for centralization. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, stakeholders emphasized the necessity of a centralized authority to streamline the registration process for companies and intellectual property. Many expressed frustrations over the current fragmented system, which often leads to delays and confusion. The second was about the importance of transparency. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, there was a strong call for transparency in the appointment process for board members and the Registrar General. Stakeholders believe that clear criteria will enhance public trust in the center. Thirdly, support for small-scale enterprises. Madam Speaker, many participants highlighted the need for tailored support for small and medium enterprises to ensure they can navigate the registration process effectively. Implications of the bill. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, this bill carries significant legal, budgetary, and socio-economic implications. The legal implications: by establishing a centralized authority, we align our practices with international standards, enhancing our credibility in the global market. This clarity in legal frameworks will reduce disputes and foster compliance among businesses. Budgetary implications, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the center is expected to generate revenue through registration fees and fines, which will contribute to the national budget. The anticipated increase in efficiency may also lead to long-term cost savings for government. Socio-economic implications, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the bill has the potential to stimulate entrepreneurship. By simplifying the registration process, we encourage more individuals to start businesses, to create jobs, and to boost economic growth. This is particularly vital as we strive to empower our youth and marginalized communities. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, in the light of these observations, the committee has made some recommendations which were circulated. The notices of the proposed amendments were circulated in accordance with the relevant standing orders. I think at an appropriate time, I will read the amendments. In conclusion, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, Bill number 1 of 2025 is a progressive initiative that will transform how we manage companies and intellectual property in our nation. It reflects our commitment to fostering a favorable business environment, promoting innovation, and driving economic growth. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I urge all members of Parliament to support this bill as it is essential for the future of our economy and prosperity of our citizens. Together, let us pave the way for a more vibrant and inclusive economic landscape. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, with these remarks, I beg to move that the report be considered and adopted by the entire House. I beg to move. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you. Honorable members, the floor is open for general debate. Zomba Antonia.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My rising is on, I don't want to comment on the bill. I just wanted to comment on something else. Isn't it wise, Madam Speaker?
Zomba Antonia, sorry, we have to proceed procedurally.
It's a point of order.
Are you seconding?
It's a point of order.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Go ahead and second the report. A point of order.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, what is it?
Madam Speaker, I just wanted to find out, isn't it wise for the chair of the committee to come first before the spokesperson from political parties, so that maybe we should be benefiting from the research that has been done by the committee. I submit, Madam Speaker.
If we do that, then it will be proceeding unprocedurally. Thank you. So can I have a seconder for the report? That's Nchewu Bwanje. Nchewu.
Thank you, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, for allowing the people of Nchewu Bwanje North to second the motion. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I rise to second the motion on Bill number 1 of 2025, the Companies Registration and Intellectual Property Center, following the insightful presentation by the chairperson. This bill represents a transformative shift in how we manage business registrations and intellectual property in our nation. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the chairperson has effectively highlighted the necessity for a centralized authority to streamline processes and enhance efficiency. I would like to take this opportunity to emphasize a few additional points that further underscore the importance of this bill. Support for stakeholders. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, our consultations revealed a strong desire among stakeholders for a more transparent and accessible registration process. The areas that clarify appointment processes and provide tailored support for small and medium enterprises are crucial. These changes will ensure that our businesses, especially those in their formative stages, receive the guidance they need to thrive. On legal and economic significance, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, as noted by the chairperson of the trade, the legal implications of this bill are profound. Establishing a centralized body not only aligns us with international best practices, but also fosters a culture of compliance among businesses. This is essential for building a robust economy that can withstand global challenges. Furthermore, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the anticipated budgetary implications should not be overlooked. The revenue generated through registration fees will contribute significantly to our national budget, allowing us to reinvest in critical sectors that support economic growth. In conclusion, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I wholeheartedly support Bill number 1 of 2025. It is a forward-thinking initiative that will lay the groundwork for a more efficient and effective business environment in our country. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, with these few remarks, I would like to second the consideration and adoption of the report by the House as ably presented by the Honorable Chairperson for the Industry, Trade and Tourism Committee. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to move.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Nchewu Bwanje North, for seconding the report of your committee. Honorable members, the procedure is that first debate should be on the report and not on the bill. So may I have takers on the floor, those who wish to debate on the report? Mwanza Central.
Good morning. Is it good morning?
It's afternoon, Honorable.
Good afternoon, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. Madam, thank you so much for allowing the people of Mwanza Central to comment. Apparently, when I pressed this gadget, I thought it would be a contribution that was zeroing particularly on the bill. But nevertheless, the similarities are the same. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, Madam, the bill and the report 6, to establish companies registration and intellectual property center, called in short the center. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, every country, for it to develop, it needs to protect its intellectual properties, and in tandem and in accordance, in concomitant with international best practices. I would want to take you back, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, somewhere between 1933 and 1945, during the days of Isaac Newton, particularly Albert Einstein, when he was developing the nuclear bomb, the atom. The people made sure, or the American government, or the Western powers, made sure that it protects the intellectual property of this unusually very effective but very important security and defense appliance or ordinance. So, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, other than on the security side, but on the trade side and economic side, and as the Minister of Justice have said, it is only important for this country to protect its intellectual properties. For example, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, we have a lot of things that are accustomed, no friend, Honorable Minister of Justice, congratulations, you are very progressive, and the Chair of Trade for ably elaborating, ably explaining, ably confabulating, ably extrapolating the expose that this House should better understand what is it in the bill. With this comment, Mwanza Central wholeheartedly support the report and the bill. Thank you so much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much. Deputy Leader of the House.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to curtail debate on the report in order to allow the Honorable Chairperson to wind up.
Thank you very much, Deputy Leader. Honorable members, I now put a question, and the question is that debate on the report be curtailed in order for the chair to wind up. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, the motion is carried. Chair, wind up, please.
Right Honorable Second Deputy Speaker, thank you very much. I would like to appreciate the comment from Mwanza Central about the need to protect our intellectual property as a means of making money from it. I think I am extremely impressed of his mention of Kilombero as a key product that we should protect. With these few remarks, Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the report be adopted.
Thank you very much, Chair. Deputy Leader?
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to move that we waive all relevant standing orders in order to extend time till all the processes of the bill have been finalized. I beg to move.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Leader. Honorable members, I put a question, and the question is that time be extended in order for the House to finalize all the processes to do with Bill number 1 of 2025. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Honorable members, before the extension of time, we had a motion on the adoption of the report. So I now put the question that a report on Bill number 1 of 2025 from Trade Committee be adopted by the whole House. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, the motion is carried, therefore the report has been adopted. So we go back to the bill, and this time is debate on the bill itself. Can I have takers on the floor? Mangochi South East? West? Neighbor, are you laughing?
No, I'm laughing because you.
Your
and
neighbor
I-
is forgetting your constituency.
Yes, and that does not augur well with the people out there.
Okay,
People are
before
able-
before you start, we have a point of order from Chitiba.
Thank you.
Oh. Chitiba South, but my gadget. Okay. Chitiba South.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I'm just following up on what Zomba Antonia asked. At what point are bills referred to the committee? Because if my memory serves me very well, these bills are supposed to be referred to committees before they even come here. Now, it means when they have been referred to the committee, the report will come even before the bill is tabled. So I want to seek your guidance.
Honorable member for Chitiba South, we have been guided that what we are doing, we are proceeding procedurally. So if we need some changes, then we have to change our standing order. So you are right to change the standing order, is ours, and we are the ones to change it. We should just follow the procedure of changing the standing order. Yes, Mangochi Mankibe? Is it, Honorable Deputy Leader, is it a point of order or what? Are you standing on a point of order?
No, Madam First Deputy Speaker, I wanted to rephrase my area submission.
To do with the extension of time?
Yes, ma'am. Because I had said until all the processes of this particular bill are done, but I wanted to include other bills as well. Just one more bill. Because this is a very important one, the appropriation bill. Just these two, because it's very important.
Deputy Leader, you are right, because we may have a holiday on Monday, so we need this before 1st April. So you can proceed.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I beg to move that we suspend the debate on this bill, which is on the floor, so that the debate be done next week. But now we go to bill number 13 of 2025, appropriation bill, to be presented by Honorable Minister of Justice.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Leader. Honorable members, we have a motion before us, and the motion is asking the House to suspend debate on Bill number 1 of 2025, so that the House should tackle Bill number 13 of 2025 appropriation. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, the motion is carried.
Business item 3A, bills. Bill number 13 of 2025, appropriation.
Honorable Minister, second reading when?
Second Deputy Speaker, today and now.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question, and the question is that second reading of Bill number 13 of 2025 appropriation be done now. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, the motion is carried.
Yeah? Yeah.
He withdrew it. What is it? Mangoshi Mankibe, do you want to come back?
Thank you very much. Second Deputy Speaker, it is to do with a procedure. Now that we are going to consider appropriation bill, I wonder whether it is procedural if we do that before considering the supplementary appropriation bill. Because first of all, we have to regularize the expenditure of the previous term before we appropriate more money to the same administration. So I think it is important that the supplementary appropriation be taken first, because they will give reasons why they overspent before we actually appropriate new resources. Thank you very much, Second Deputy Speaker.
Not on supplementary for 24, 25. I agree.
Honorable members, we have two ways in dealing with this one, but I will ask the honorable leader to tell us which way is he choosing. He will choose, in fact, both ways are in the order paper. I mean in the standing order. Thank you.
In fact, I would like to beg that the House be suspended for 5 minutes to give you ample time to refresh while we organize that. I beg for 5 minutes and then we come back. I beg to move.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, I now put a question, and the question is that the House be suspended for 5 minutes, and then we come back. Those of that opinion say aye. Aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it, the motion is carried.